gets well or you know, something like that happens, I will dance Mori Bayasa. And that rhythm is called Mori Bayasa, and it's only played for that reason. So that woman, when she gets through that occasion, she will dance around the village 5 or 7 times, whatever it is, to that tune. So
Yeah.
it's pretty specific.
So in a traditional setting like 100 or more years ago, people might have heard that rhythm once every few years at most. Maybe not for 10 years in a row. Soli. There's a whole group of rhythms around Soli. Soli is a Malinka word for circumcision. They're only played during that period, and that's not every year, that 3-month period when the young boys become men. And at no other time would you hear this rhythm in a traditional setting. The other thing that's really important is that this and this is never played just by itself. It's a complete waste of time traditionally. The only reason these drums exist is so that people can dance. And without those drums, the dancers can't dance. And so the music, the drums, and the dance in West Africa are so closely intertwined that some of the West African languages don't have separate words for drumming and dancing. There's only one word in the language. That's how much they're welded together in people's minds. We're going to show you a simple rhythm called Sinte. Sinte comes from the Nalu people in the western part of Guinea in West Africa. It's a small ethnic group, and Sinte originally was a celebration, festivity, dance for weddings or naming ceremonies. Try this. So the basic rhythm is gidi gatum ga tum gatum ga. Now we can play that twice in a row. I'll play 2, you play 2. Try this. Now when I go ra ga ga gi di ga ga ga, so it's me calling you and you respond. I play ga ga gi di ga 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 ku da ga ga. That's the answer. Let's try that. part of the response. Then it continues. 4 times. Kudiki, 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 kudiki. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. So I go. Brakakada, grikidi, gidi, kudakaka, kudakaka, kudiki, 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 kudiki. Let's try that. Time. Sorry. And that is what's called a call or an introduction to syntactic. So we just play. So when we go and play this bit at the beginning, when we're done, that's what we start. So it goes. Kudakaka, kudakaka, kudiki, 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 kudiki. We're in the groove. This is the real deal. From basically. Let's try again. The way this works is, so we have the genders, there might be In a traditional ensemble, 2 or 3. They're tuned to different pitches, and each djembe plays a different accompaniment pattern. Like the one we just played is 1 of hundreds. Each one plays a different one, so the djembes make their little melody. And these guys here each play their own one, so they make a little melody and that combines. And then there's a soloist. The soloist plays the highest pitched and the loudest drum, and he plays over the top of the rhythm and improvises. But his job is also to signal to the dancers, because the dancers change steps. And for that to look good, it's kind of nice if that harmonizes with the solo and happens in a place in the music where it sort of fits aesthetically. So the calls here that the soloist plays aren't just nice to listen to, they're also cues for the dancers. And really skilled soloists will know all the traditional dances for all the different rhythms and the various steps, and then play patterns here that harmonize with what the dancers are doing. And that takes, what? Like 40 years to learn or something like that. You need to. Basically, I don't think it's actually possible to learn anymore because the times have changed too much. This music, like so much of traditional music, is gradually being eroded away. It's not that people don't still play these instruments, they do a lot. But what's happened is that the rhythms are starting to get divorced from their original cultural context. So for example, 60, 70 years ago, the only time you ever guaranteed would have heard Soli was during circumcision, and at no other time. And now, today, in Conakry, the capital of Guinea, you know, you hear Soli play at any time, whenever people feel like it.
That's and not to say there are still no occasions when it does have a cultural context, but
yes,
a lot of it's become popular.
So almost every traditional rhythm that normally, many of these rhythms were very specific now, are played, at least in the cities, whenever people feel like playing them, just because they're fun to play. So,
Could we play something on the top?
no, we wouldn't do